Welcome to Christmas Part 1 here on Campus Cooks. I'm Matt, and today we're going to be doing two of my favorite hot drinks at this time of year. The first one is going to be a mulled wine, and the second one we're going to do is good old hot chocolate. So I'm going to talk a little bit about mulled wine. Mulled wine is one of those old-fashioned holiday drinks that nobody tends to dig up anymore, but it's a wonderful, wonderful drink, and you only need a few simple ingredients to make it. So first thing you need to do mulled wine are a collection of spices that are appropriately called mulling spices. And mulling spices are cloves, which I have here, some star anise, which is what they make if you like ouzo or sambuca. This is what they make that out of. This is whole nutmeg. You can use ground nutmeg. This has just got a really nice fresh flavor. A little bit of cinnamon. Again, you can use ground cinnamon if you don't want a cinnamon stick. This just looks pretty. Some honey and some orange zest. Zesting a citrus fruit. Very fancy word for a very simple thing. All you're doing when you're zesting a citrus is you're just taking the outer layer of the skin off, because that's where all the essential oils are, where all the flavor is, and you don't get the acidity from the juice. So all you do is you can get a box grater like this, get the side with the smaller holes, and very lightly pass it over like that a couple times. Now you'll notice I've taken the top layer of skin off, but I haven't taken any of the white part. The white part's called the pith, and it's really bitter, and you don't want that in whatever you're making with the zest. So to zest the whole orange, all you do is go back and forth a few times, like so. And we've got a small pile of it, the beginning of it there. And this, you can smell it. If you just pick it up in your hands and smell it, it just is pure essence of the orange. So what you want to do is do that with your entire orange, and then you're going to toss all the zest into the wine in just a few minutes. So we're going to move away from the wine for a second, and we're going to go into the hot chocolate. So hot chocolate is really, really simple. Now people often get hot cocoa and hot chocolate confused. I'm doing hot chocolate. So I've got half a liter of milk here in a pot that I've just brought up to a simmer, and we're going to add some semi-sweet chocolate chips. Now take a lesson from me, my children. When heating up milk, it's low and slow, and stir it frequently, because it's very, very easy to burn milk, and your patience will be well worth the wait. So it's really up to you in terms of your ratio of chocolate to milk. It depends on how chocolatey you like it. This is about half a cup of chocolate chips. So all you're going to do is dump them in and just whisk them until they start to melt and combine with the milk. And if you have a real sweet tooth, you could put a little bit of sugar in here if you wanted to. I personally like mine a little on the more bitter side. You can also use any kind of chocolate you want if you like really good quality chocolate, and you can afford really good quality chocolate. You can go get a really nice chocolate bar and just break it up and toss it in and do the same thing. So now we're going to move on to the mulled wine. So what I've just got is that lovely bottle of wine we had. I've put it in a pot, and I've just, not even necessarily to a simmer, but just gotten it heated all the way through. So it's basically like making a big pot of tea, because all you're going to do is steep the flavor of the spices into the mulled wine. So we're going to start with just literally like one little thing of star anise like that, maybe two if you want a little more flavor. A couple of cloves, and believe me, don't use more than like 3 or 4, because if you overdo it, you will notice. The cinnamon stick, snap it in half, get some of those aromas starting to go. The whole nutmeg, again, if you wanted to use the pre-grated stuff, that's fine. All you have to do with this is, again, get your grater, get the fine side of the holes, and just 5 or 6 passes like that. A little bit of honey, and what that'll do is just sweeten things up a little bit. Just right in there like that, should be enough. And our orange zest. Sorry. In there. And now we're just going to leave it on a nice low heat like that. Just give it a quick little stir. And we're just going to let the flavors of everything steep in there and infuse into the wine. So if you just leave that, you can leave that for about like 10-15 minutes, maybe a little longer than you would leave a cup of tea. And then we'll come back to it, and we'll show you how to finish it off. So the hot chocolate I've just poured straight into a mug. I've garnished it with a little bit of whipped cream. If you want to do a cherry or some sprinkles, you can go to town with this one. Also, if you like your alcohol like I do, a little rum or brandy or even a little bit of whiskey in this is really, really tasty. And it's really just that simple. 2 great hot drinks to keep you warm on those cold Toronto evenings. Until next time, I'm Matt, this is Campus Cooks, and we'll be back with more festive fun and quick, easy recipes.